Hello everybody, my name is Jared and today I have a video that is a painting. I am just vlogging me working on a gouache painting. It is a background based on the video game GOUACHE, and yeah, if you haven't played that, play it, it's an amazing game. I made this video a couple of days ago and I wanted to re-record the opening for this video and the closing because we've had some updates in the UK. If you aren't from the UK, you might not be up on all the UK stuff that's going on, but we have just gone back into quarantine. We've gone back into quarantine because the UK is currently not doing well with the COVID-19 pandemic, and my job is one of the jobs that is not necessary to stay open, so I have gone back into quarantining and have gone back into the furlough system. Yeah, that's just a brief update on what's going on with me and things like that. My partner is also being furloughed and going to be home, so both of us will not be going out for the, well, foreseeable at the moment, but it could be as little as 4 weeks up to anything. So yeah, we will not be going out, we will be staying home, and I will be filming as much content as I can for you guys to keep you updated on what is going on. I don't want to dwell on this too much in this video. The rest of the video is going to be in voiceover with my footage of me painting, as most of my art videos are. So yeah, without further ado, I will go straight to the footage, and thank you very much. Hello everyone. At this point I am just working on getting that sky to be a kind of like white and blue mix. I'm working on trying to make it look kind of cloudy, but mostly just like a bright blue sky. The kind of sky you'd expect from a kind of very nice, warm, bright day. I am using references for this. I have 3 different references. All of them are from the game GOUACHE. As I said in the beginning, if you haven't played GOUACHE, you should absolutely play it. It is amazing. I cried several times in it, and it is visually stunning. Anyway, back to what I'm doing. I'm adding shades of blue, about 3 different shades of blue, with a little bit of white as well, and I am doing this painting in gouache. The gouache that I have is the Maya Hime gouache, and yeah, I have mixed opinions on that gouache. My reasoning for that is it dries out. The drying out issue is probably the worst part of this gouache, otherwise I think it's actually very good quality, especially for the price. But I definitely wouldn't recommend it if you are a professional gouache painter. I would stick to whatever medium you are currently using. I definitely would not change to this one, but if you're trying to learn gouache like I am, I think that this is a really good quality gouache, and yeah, I wouldn't waste your money on super expensive stuff if it's going to be you using buckets and buckets of it trying to learn how to use it. In this early stage, I mostly just block out the sky and then I block out the shapes of all the other sections. I'm just getting the idea of where colours go and blending those background colour areas. It's important to try and get a good blend when you first lay down the paints, when you're doing big areas particularly. You don't want to have to rework areas and over and over and over and over and over again, because they are going to start to kind of, I don't know how to describe this, like clump. And when you're reactivating a medium with another wet medium, if it's something like gouache, it will just come back up again. You want to try not to use too many layers. Obviously there's some mediums where this isn't true. If you were working with things like oil paint, I think it would be different. I can't say I've worked with it myself, but with the mediums that I work in, watercolour and gouache, less is more, so just try and make sure that you're getting the right colour down the first time. In most areas I am working darker to lighter. I find that this is the best way to work with gouache, but that's just personally me. I find that easier to add little areas of white than have the white still be coming through from the canvas. Here I'm just blocking in the shapes of those mountains in the background, and then adding a little bit more white and pale blue into that sky. Again, I'm trying to get those clouds across, and I am a lot happier with it in the end when I finish this bit. There are a lot of kind of blocky, rocky shapes in the painting that I'm doing, which happens to be my favourite thing to paint. I love American frontier / national park kind of aesthetic. I think those are just stunning and beautiful. It's probably because I have, well, if you know me, I have a thing about cowboys and a thing about Disney. And those two things come together in Disneyland Paris's Frontierland. I do have a tendency to paint things like that a lot. So yeah, I've been feeling very nostalgic and I really, really miss that kind of frontier feeling. So here I am, painting my own little national park frontier scene. Everyone, I will stress now, I am English. I have never been to America. I have no idea what it's like, but I like the visuals and that's what I'm sticking to. You can also see in the background my hat in a minute. This hat is from Buffalo Bill's Wild West show in Disneyland Paris, and yes, I have kept it from that show. They let you keep the hats, and that was very exciting to me when I went, so there's my hat. Just in this bit, because I am doing just a bit of back and forth dark light on the mountain areas, I will let you guys know what I've been up to. For October, I watched a spooky movie every single day, and we did stretch it into a spooky thing every single day, so we did include series as well, because we watched Bly Manor and the old Hannibal series, and both of them were great. I will say Bly Manor was not as good as I was expecting it to be, but Hannibal is amazing. I've already watched Hannibal once through, but it was so good. Like, it's reignited a enormous obsession of mine from back when it came out. So yeah, expect probably Hannibal content to come out. I'm even planning to possibly make a gouache painting of Hannibal for my partner. Shh, don't tell him. I don't think he watches these videos, but I could be wrong. But yeah, having watched that through again, I have reignited my love of the Hannibal series, so I have bought the books for my partner for Christmas for stocking stuffers. I am dyslexic and I also have mental health disorders that mean I really struggle with focusing on things. So my partner helps me with that by reading to me instead of me reading by myself, because I will just get bored and wander off. So we've actually read a few things while we've been living in the house during the pandemic. We've been reading The Watchmaker of Filigree Street. That was really, really good. We mostly read LGBT pieces, so these are mostly LGBT recommendations. We've also read Call Me By Your Name. That was very good, but very strange. We've watched the film as well, and the film was also really good, but the book is odd. The book is odder than the film, and if you've watched the film, you know that means it's a really odd book. It's very good, but very strange, and there's some quite uncomfortable bits in it. So that's one that, particularly because of the content of the book, you need to be 18 to read it, really. So I'm only recommending this to my adult followers. Don't read it if you're a minor. But yeah, it is good, and I definitely recommend it for a read. And we're currently reading The Raven Boys, and that's good as well. We've only just started it. Frank's read all of these already, by the way. He just reads these to me because he's read them. So yeah, he's currently reading The Raven Boys to me, which is intriguing. I have some theories about what's going on in it, but I'm going to wait and see if those have come true or not. He keeps laughing at me every time I'm theorizing, so I feel like I'm completely off, but we shall see. And in November, we're going to finish that book, and we're hopefully going to read the sequel to The Watchmaker of Filigree Street, which we've just bought, so that will be exciting, and we're hopefully in December going to read the Hannibal books. Other than that, in November, we're hoping to do a similar watching thing like we did in October, but I want to find things that are like autumnal / winter themed. So not Christmas films, we do not want to watch Christmas films, and not really Halloweeny films either, like autumnal films. As an example, we're watching the series Over the Garden Wall again, because we love that series. It was really, really, really good. But that has the vibe that we're looking for, so if you have any recommendations, that'd be amazing. It's kind of like Dark Academia will also fall into that, so if you know any good Dark Academia films or series, do let me know. I would love recommendations. And to help with my anxiety as well, I am painting a lot, as you can see. I am trying to, by the end of November, improve my gouache painting to a recognisable level. I have set myself perimeters to go by, but I won't share them on here because I don't want to add too much stress to myself. But yeah, I'm just trying to take the time to relax and focus on trying to make my art better. I'm also working very hard on my comic. I hope that if you are following me, you'll have read my comic, but if you haven't, I have a webcomic called I Am a Criminal. It is an LGBT webcomic. It is based on D&D. It features a lot of characters that you would expect to see in a D&D comic, with twists on quite a lot of them. There's a lot of romance, a lot of action, love triangles, love quadriangles. Yeah, it's very exciting, and there's also some very, very pretty boys and girls in it, so I hope you will enjoy it. So yeah, I've been working very hard on that comic. The most recent update at the point I have posted this has just gone up. There is a new update, and if you want to read it, feel free to go over there. Things are heating up in the comic, and things are getting more exciting. I won't say anything too spoilery, but we are getting very, very close to revealing one of our comic's very first antagonists, so very, very exciting. I always feel like an announcer when I'm talking about my comic. I'm like, next week on I Am a Criminal. Also, I'd love to thank everybody, particularly on the Webtoons page and things, for their reaction to Beitor. Beitor is the tiefling character, and everybody seems to love him, which is really nice. He's one of the characters who went through the most rehashes in his designing, and I'm so glad that we came to a design that everybody loves. He's got quite a few fans, and that's really nice to see. He is actually a character that's going to be really important to the plot, and a lot of stuff does kind of centre around him, so I'm really glad that you guys actually really like him. So at this point I am starting to just add a lot of detail really. I'm just stippling in shades and details and crispening up some of the lines, just trying to make sure that everything actually looks like the thing I'm trying to paint. Particularly with trees and things like that, it's a lot of back and forth with other shades of different colours. It's important to try and make sure that you're not letting any of the colours become muddy with the other colours next to them as well. It's okay to let things blend into one another occasionally, but most importantly, it needs to be recognisable what things are. Like, as you can see, a few of my trees kind of blend into one another, but you also go down further and you can see that the darkness kind of separates the trees from each other. And those are good ways to kind of separate out similar coloured items in your paintings. You can see one of my colour references there actually on my screen. One of the things that I noticed while I was painting this that I really struggle painting is water. The water is not really recognisable from the sky. I did want it to look kind of like it was reflecting the sky, but I don't think I really got that across, so I think in my next painting I will try and improve my water painting, maybe do a water study. One of the problems is that water is really boring for me to paint, so I am a bit about it, but I do need to improve it, so I will work on it. I feel like the final details of these kind of paintings are what really like makes or breaks the painting. Gouache is one of those mediums that is very much a trust the process medium. You just have to roll with it and just accept that it's going to have an ugly phase for a really, really, really long time. and as long as you accept that and embrace it, your painting will come out okay in the end. Just continue to go until you are happy and contented with what you've created. And that is pretty much the finished gouache painting. I am really pleased with how it came out. Could it have been better? Definitely, but as the first gouache painting that I've actually done on a canvas, I am really pleased with it. I want to thank you for watching this one, and yeah, I just really appreciate everyone who's been keeping up with my work and just supporting me, particularly during 2020. It's been a really difficult year. It's been a really difficult year for everybody, but I really appreciate the people who've stuck around and watched my content. You guys really just keep me going and keep me making stuff. So thank you very much for watching, and as always, please remember to be creepy and please remember to stay safe.